could call the meeting of the Richmond County Board of Trustees to order.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next we have a roll call.
Sure, Trina.
Here.
LaFontaine, here, DeVos.
Here.
Waterstrat. Here. And Coleman.
Here. Thank you. Next item we have is the presentation of agenda. Is there anything anybody would like to add or remove on the agenda tonight? Hearing none, I need a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Support? Support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next item we have is public comment. Agenda items, Mr. Tuck, if you'd like to come up.
Okay, my name is Margie Paul. I live at 35100 First Sterling Road, next to the Gillette drain, which drains onto my property. I have pictures, my computer's down, so I couldn't get it transferred over to any pictures. Up until a couple years ago, I used to clean out maybe 1,000, 2,000 feet down the creek. And now that I'm by myself, my kids said they're not going down and cleaning. It doesn't drain. Goinke was out maybe 2 years ago. I don't know if he's still with the Drain Commission.
No, he's not on it. He's not on it anymore.
And he, when I was standing on the road with him, he asked me, he says, why is that culvert underneath the road? And I go, I've only been there 35 years. I go, it's always been there. He said the Gillette drain starts south of First Sterling. It does not. It starts north. If you look at the different, I don't know, plats and all that, it comes to my thing. I want to get it cleared out because I can't do it myself anymore. I don't know what steps. I was supposed to talk to you today.
She told me, she came in and showed me pictures, so I told her to
Yeah.
come here. And her pictures are terrible. It's
Well, that's,
leached into her pond. and
that's
it's
the one
into her
that
house.
the county wants. It's on the books to be cleared next year. The
Okay.
county already knows about it, and they told us they're gonna clean it next year.
And I need to get a hold of, Dan Lacavette is who took over for Ken Goike. I need to get a hold of him tomorrow. So if I could get your contact information too, I just want to make sure that that is the section that you want
That's what
to
we've
do.
been told.
Well, it goes from, they made a big pond like south of 33, where the condos are. It all drains in there. It drains,
Yeah.
but it comes on mine.
Yeah. Well,
And I pump it out. I have a little pump that I run, you know, a couple 100-foot hose that I hook up just to get it off the property.
Right. I know a lot of what they do and how they determine which ones they want to do first has to do with damage, property damage. So that's what they look at.
I have pictures.
Obviously, that definitely helps the case for sure because they're already planning on it. I want to make sure that Dan gets hold of you though, so you guys can talk about that. You can show us your pictures and they can.
Okay, sounds great.
I just need to get name, phone number, and I got your address. So,
Okay,
write down for me. I'll make sure he gets that tomorrow.
okay, thank you.
No problem. Okay. Anything else you'd like to know?
Hi, my name is Stacy Pianos. I'm a Republican precinct delegate for precinct 2 here in the township. I'm also a member of the Daughters of the American Revolution. So my 5th great grandfather fought for this country, and I see the country being taken away from us, our rights and the Constitution that we set up. So I'm here tonight to express concern about the House Bills 5120 through 5123, which are seeking to take away local control over zoning, and so mainly for wind farms, solar farms, and gravel pits. And they're in the Senate right now. Everything's moving super fast all of a sudden because they want to end their session. But our representative, Jamie Green, from our district here, made me aware of this just about 2 weeks ago. So I've been in Lansing a couple times and protesting and stuff with her and others that, I've got headlines from the Detroit News, from Michigan Capital Confidential about how this these bills are gonna set it up so that there's a 3-panel commission, the Michigan Public Service Commission in Lansing, with the 3 members that are appointed by the governor. And when companies want to build a solar farm or a wind farm, they will go to this commission first and get a permit and stuff. And then there will be some give and take with the local, but basically what they want to do, they're going to be able to do. And, you know, the governor has this aim now of having us be green by 2040 or whatever she's calling it, but they're going to need 209,000 more acres of Michigan land to even get close to reaching that goal. So I've got articles about that. So it's just, I'm concerned that they're taking away our local rights and overstepping. I mean, we elect you all to represent us. If we have a problem, we can come to you. We can't go to this 3-panel committee, you know, and we're gonna have no recourse. I don't know how much recourse you are gonna have. So I'm urging you to look into this, what's happening. There's a coalition called Our Home, Our Voice, which is made up of a lot of township members, board members, and supervisors that, and individual citizens that have been fighting these issues as they come to their townships. And now they're afraid the state's just gonna take it over. There were 50 of us in Lansing the past couple of weeks. There are now 70 townships, over 70 townships in 30 counties that have adopted a resolution as suggested by the group Our Home, Our Voice. So I'm urging you to join it and commit kind of, I know a resolution is non-binding really, but it's a commitment that I would send this, if we adopted it here, to our state reps, to the committees in the House and the Senate, and let them know that we're concerned. So, I mean, this is I wrote one out, but you're certainly welcome to adjust it, you know, as you feel comfortable, but I do think it's important to let our state leaders know that we're very worried about this and about losing local control. So, I don't know, that's all I have to say. I don't know how the process would work to actually get it adopted. I'm sorry for the short time frame. Like I said, I just became aware of this myself a couple of weeks ago, and it's just moving really fast. They're literally passing bills in the middle of the night to try to get things done so they can get, you know, end the session. Right. So I gave you all copies with my contact info if you have any questions, and the group is ourhomeourvoice.org. Sign over there. There's a lot of information on there, and the one article I gave you is from the Yale Expositor, so it's kind of a local paper, but it quotes the township supervisor, Kevin Martis. He's very knowledgeable, so we could get his contact info if you wanted to talk to him. Like I said, there's a lot of townships involved in this group, and I'd like to see us join it, join the fight. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other public comment? Okay, I'm hearing none. We'll move on to the approval of the minutes from the October 11th, 2023 regular board meeting. Has everybody had an opportunity to review the minutes? If so, could I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Get support?
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion's carried. Next item we have tonight is the consent agenda. We have the building department report, EMS report, office manager report, and the planning commission report. Is there anything anybody would like to remove from the consent agenda tonight? Hearing none, can I get a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented?
Moved.
Support?
I'll support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next item we have is the financial report. Everybody has a copy of your bill from Kathy. Are there any questions?
You'll get the financials, you know, the other page I usually give you
Yeah.
next month. I'm in the middle of the changing the banks, and John's been doing the audit, so I haven't really been able to get much computer time in there to get it going. So you'll have double. But do you have any questions about the schedule of bills anyway, or in it?
Just a question on the doors, how much money we spent on the door that he's locked.
Okay, so
That-
the handicap doors, the repair of it.
Yeah.
So that, those doors, I think, came under a grant, didn't they, Cindy? Did a grant money help us purchase the handicap? I think it,
like initially
that-
it might have.
have a help them for those. So anyway,
There's one here.
what it took to fix it was expensive, because those are expensive doors, correct? And then, being as the early voting's coming up,
Yeah,
we have to
yeah.
have a locked facility. And
No.
we decided to be the center
Just
here. So they had to come and put that bolt in the handicap door, and it required a special way.
On this door right here.
And, yeah, Jeff had talked to me, was it you or Kevin talking to me about it, the way it bolted? We had to go with the way that they,
It just seems kind of like $1,600 for,
there's,
the lock on it.
there's two charges on there. One was the biggest bill on it, was to fix it, because it was broke outside on the post.
The other one, that says here repairs was $1,000, $1,075.
And then the
lock
other
was- The lock was 16.
The lock there, and then the lock
Two
here.
locks.
Yeah, and then the service call for it.
It just seems awful.
I know.
Can I ask you a question? At one point, you were thinking about needing to have a generator, but you opted for this.
For this instead.
Yeah,
Because
well,
otherwise
still
we would
cheap-
have had to
still
have.
cheaper.
Yeah. But Vern, I totally agree with you. I thought it was high when I seen it. I thought, man,
Yeah, nothing you can do about it.
no, there really isn't, and there wasn't really a second company to go to. And I don't really know if you could have gotten around the whole
Yeah.
handicap door issue from any company, because you gotta meet that.
Yeah.
You're messing with the
Yeah.
Disability Act or whatever you wanna call it. That was it though, Ivan?
Any other questions for Kathy?
Mm.
Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve and pay bills as presented? So moved. Support? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next item we have is treasurer's report.
I did have a question. What, Richmond Lennox EMS was November's program. What is November's program?
Seniors program.
It's a senior.
Seniors program, what is 104 then? What's this?
That's just a check number.
104?
Is it on top?
The very last one.
I just thought that maybe that meant something different.
No, we changed banks, so I had to change check numbers, so we went and started from the,
Oh.
yeah, to keep the two separate.
It's new, so that, is it? Okay. That's all my, so that's my question.
Okay.
You failed. That's okay.
Sorry, you ready?
Yeah, you're up, Cindy.
Okay, in the general fund, fair funds, we have, $1,191,057.19. The tax disbursement account, $90,431.05. Recreation funds, $429,027.44. The investment accounts, $241,164.30. North Star available funds, $7,788.21. PDR account, $28,723.55. And the other accounts, $31,161.37. And as Kathy said, she's in the midst of changing over from PNC to North Star. So when that is all done, I will have to give you both, both numbers. It will look a little bit cleaner up top. So,
I have a question. So this the PDR account, I guess, maybe we've talked about this in the past, I'm not remembering, but how do we generate funds from that?
That's farmland reservation.
Right.
And each one of the townships that are in the program pay dues every month. And then we also get money from the county. We've got like $4,000.
yeah, so it's $4,000 is the correct number.
We get, we're part of their budget every year too. So that it just keeps,
And you have to pay into this?
we don't, because we take care of the financing.
Yeah.
That's how we pay, we do the financing.
So then how do we get this 20,000 then? From?
Over time.
Over time.
Yeah.
Things
Over
like
time.
that?
Each township pays, I think, $250 a month, or not a month,
Five.
250.
It's
500 a year.
500.
500 a year. away.
Yeah.
Remember, we almost thought we couldn't save the whole program,
Mhm.
and the county really kicked in and helped quite a bit.
And that's the money we use when, like, we're gonna be doing the personal project. We'll probably use some of that for closing costs.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff.
Okay, I was just curious about
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Any other questions for, anyone?
The majority of that money that you have, like in the general, that's tax money, right?
No, the tax disbursement account at 90,431.05 is what's left pretty much from the summer taxes
Okay,
in the
So
administrative.
the taxes are already out of there.
Right, and so then they will go out again December 1st. Because of the election yesterday, I just sent the updated L 4029. The first one I sent, I couldn't include the millage for the library because we didn't know if it was gonna pass or not, so Kathy and Chris signed that tonight. I sent it out before the meeting. But.
So the 900,000, how much of that's taxed? You know?
None of the 900,000 is taxed.
That's just all our,
Funds, yeah.
oh,
Yep.
because I just thought that was taxed, and I wondered why it wasn't out.
No, that's gone.
Yeah.
Yep. That's gone.
Any other questions for Cindy today? Hearing none, the treasurer's report will stand as presented. Thank you. Next item we have tonight is farmland preservation.
Yes, as I just mentioned, we are working on personal property, on the closing on that. Our attorney Sharon had done an easement agreement, and we sent that to the personal, and they went over it. They had some things they wanted to change on there, had questions about it. And Sharon had concerns that she didn't think we should make those changes, so Kathy arranged a meeting with herself and I and Sharon and Chip, who is now the director of the PDR program at the state. We had a Zoom meeting there yesterday and went over this easement agreement to make sure it is what the state recommends or what the state wants. And Sharon had it pretty much right for what she was saying. So she's gonna kind of finalize it again, send it to the first and all. I don't think there's a lot of major things. It should derail it or anything like that, but I think basically the state kind of sets the guidelines, kind of like a bullet point that they use, and you really can't deviate from that, because they're the ones giving out the money. So anyways, that's where we're at this time. We are moving forward, and I think we're on the homeward stretch.
It's full.
But
Okay,
other than that, that's all I have at this time. We're still working on that.
excellent. Any questions for Bert? All right, thank you so much, Bert. Moving on, building report, John?
Yes, good evening. Just a couple quick updates and questions, I guess, for the board. One, our new maintenance person is just doing an absolutely phenomenal job. He's taking care of a number of items that just were long overdue here. The EMS guys are just running out of time to do with their, their current run volume. For those of you that haven't, been in the whole barn lately, you should just walk in. It's kind of amazing what he's done in there. Even replaced some of the cement out in front of it where we had a big lip that we had to keep fighting with to get equipment in and out of there. And he actually pulled the old cement out and poured new cement in there to fix it. So he's just doing a lot of things that normally we would be paying somebody an awful lot of money to do, on top of taking care of the lawn and the other maintenance. This winter, I'm sure we can find other projects for him throughout to keep the township and all the buildings. So we're just thrilled with his work to date. The one thing that's come up is he's actually able to do all of the maintenance now on our lawn drainage. And so we were paying, I think it was over $1,000 a year where we had money going out to just do the filters on the sharpening blades, all that. He takes care of all of that now. The old John Deere tractor we bought in 1999. It's beyond the ability to continue to maintain it. We just kind of keep it in the barn. It doesn't really serve a purpose any longer. We're going to be sending an ambulance to auction here after our new one comes. We think our new one will be here in the next few weeks, so we're excited about that. And when it does, we'll be decommissioning one of the old trucks. It will go to auction. We've been using Kreiderman's auction house, who does a great job in getting rid of that stuff on a public sale basis for us. It's the suggestion of Chuck, our maintenance person, that we make some more room in the pole barn and get rid of that mower that's in there. It is a township asset, so I don't know if that takes a board motion to dispose of it or not. I don't think it's worth more than $200. So, we will include that in the auction items to go, as long as that's acceptable to the board tonight. And just kind of wanted to make that announcement. Then obviously when the money comes in the auction, that'll be returned to the unless any of the board has any concerns about that, that's how we'll handle it. We will probably eventually, as park plans continue, and these are discussions for future budgets, even the zero term we currently have, as you look at expanding up the field, to our, to our immediate west. We need to be thinking about things like not only the cost of those expansions, but the one small zero turn we have is no longer going to cut that kind of property. And so we'll have to, like I said, we just bring that up to say, as we look at future budgets, we have to consider the legacy costs and maintenance costs that go with those as well. I promised him I would bring that to your attention. With that, I think that's all for the building report tonight, unless you have any questions.
Any questions for Jeff? All right. Well, fantastic. Thank you, Jeff. Now we'll move on to the assessor's report. In your packet is Christine's report. Is there anything the board would like to take back from Christine?
Because you were going to get hit with 5%.
Yeah, is that made public? Is that public knowledge for everyone? I'm sure that, does that go out to them with their taxes or something?
Well, you'll notice it was
Because-
Oh, that's when you notice it. They
But
just
they
don't
should
know.
notice their taxable increased by 5%, which is what that means. So
Yes.
when their board of review notice goes out, that's when they should notice it.
That's what I'm surprised the Board of Review wasn't that active this year. And then now they're doing it again. It just seems like I would think that they'd be knocking our doors down.
Yes.
But they haven't seemed to be doing that.
That's not their routine.
Yeah, I haven't heard anybody
Yeah.
contesting that whole lot.
She had asked me if she needed approval every single year to use KCI. She has like 3 people she uses for postage, when she goes with the best one. And it never varies, and I told her, I said, I don't really think it's necessary to come before us for approval. It never really changes. She keeps it as low as she can. If it goes on whack, then yeah, you should come and talk to us, but maybe I didn't know if I said, I need to tell her that.
We do approve it in our budget, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's what we hire her for.
She
Take care of that stuff. And
Yeah.
if something gets out of line, I believe she'll bring it to us.
I think so too.
Yeah.
She just came and asked me, and I just, like Chris said, there's a line item for
And the money, who she uses is not really.
it. Right.
Yeah.
But she hasn't changed in a couple of years. It's been KCI.
And the only other thing I have for the board from her is she had asked yesterday about the property exemption guidelines. Almost 2 years ago, we voted to increase the guidelines 10%. She was just asking, do we want to keep it there? Do we want to move it again?
Did she have a suggestion?
I think she would be fine just leaving it where it's at. But before she proceeded, she just wanted to check with the board.
Like what your bid is?
It,
We'll go ahead.
It,
Turn to talk.
not to say that, it just increased the threshold of the poverty exemption by 10%. I know the board review that came to us with that suggestion. I think there's one.
On their taxes.
Yeah.
Put them in a different bracket, like
We can let some people go on their taxes if they're below poverty line.
Right.
yeah.
And they just want to increase that threshold.
You
But
did
it
that
might
2 years.
increase a few people that
It's just the same one as the only one that would be effective this, it would just be the same as previous years,
Yeah.
but there's only one resident.
Yeah, we don't have very many.
No. There were 3, but then I think 2,
Fell into the social security,
Yeah.
so it wound up
Not going on.
posting them, so they can't take advantage, but
Right.
one person still
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
I personally don't think we could
You
give
don't want
something and take it away.
No, I'm fine with leaving it right where it is, but I told her I'd bring it to the board, so.
She did tell me, though, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to change it.
Correct.
For like, but you can't really, I don't know, that's my,
So what does that mean if you're not changing it, it will not affect that person then?
it'll help them.
It'll help.
I think he'll still get taxed, but to a low degree.
Yeah. Yeah, it's benefiting that resident. But I just thought I'd bring it up, if we wanted to change it, we gotta vote on it, if not, just leave it the way it is and move forward.
You asked the original question, were you?
What did she suggest? Is that what she said?
Yeah, what did she suggest?
Oh.
She suggested just leaving it
Yeah, so she just wanna leave it the way it was, so.
With the decrease, or as,
as.
With the increase that we have in place, not to change it, just to leave it the way it currently sits.
Yeah.
As long as that increase doesn't mean that they're increasing their
No.
portion, okay?
No. Okay, and that's all she had, she just wanted to make sure we still wanna carry on with that. Okay. Next item we have is the library report.
Okay. So the library report was that the library renewal passed, and, of course, that was very exciting. She was, Julianne had sent me an email saying that that was the most important update for the board at this time. She had another commitment tonight, or she would have been here to say, just as I just did. And, so that there are some activities that are coming up again from the library. And she said to visit the memorial, or visit the Lois Wagner Memorial Library homepage, because there's a lot of events coming up, and there's something new. They have added a new resource for all the patrons called Creative Bug for Libraries. And people can use their library card to access craft video classes and art classes and things online now through the library. Something new. And also they are collecting hats, gloves, scarves, and mittens for local organizations like Richmond Lions and the Kids in Distress. That's always good. And they have their cookie sale, their 28th annual cookie sale on December 8th. 12 to 5.
that's a good one too.
It is always good. Well, apparently it must be 28th annual. It goes
You
from
have
pretty
already-
good, right?
Yeah.
And that was the update for the library.
I have a comment for you. Me and Chuck went to dinner at Ken's, and there was a sweet little old lady. She says, I was told by the owner to come talk to you, that you could help me out with my sewers. I'm like, I think it's for, you're thinking of Richmond City, you guys confused, we're in the township, we don't have sewers. She goes, oh, I could have swore it was you. So you're out in the township, you have it televised, and I watch it, and I really like the information, whoever it is that is giving on the library. I have started attending a lot of questions due to that information.
Be more than happy to give you.
You have a groupie.
I love it.
I didn't think to ask her name, but I thought, no, I'll let her know.
That's sweet. I love it. I will update at least for her,
Good job.
for sure.
I heard your shares. Thinking about that.
Oh, I love that.
Like,
Well,
from a
that'd
very
be nice.
reliable source, I heard that that's
That'd be nice.
another move there.
That would be great.
They're doing that.
I heard some great news from, there's another library, one of my, anyway, a lady that I know was telling me about this great big library in Macomb City.
Clinton Macomb has a big library. One of them's new, it's right by Macomb Township.
Broughton, on Broughton or
Yeah.
something? That's what she said, she said it's beautiful.
It is.
So maybe they'll do that here. We'll be known as a beautiful library in our township.
I like it.
It's great.
Perfect. All right. Well, any other questions or comments for Elaine? All right. Well, thank you so much, Elaine. All right, next up we have the recreation report.
First thing to cover is the trunk or treat that we had on October 29th. We actually had over 80 kids turn out, which I was super excited. We had 2 board members, both Kathy LaFontaine and Elaine Waterstrat, who showed up to help us by providing a trunk. And yes, Lori was there as well to help us. And so I think that we had a good day, and I just wanted to thank them because that was super helpful. And like I said, we had over 80 kids, and I was really surprised. There were a lot of kids there. I thought it was, you know, there had been like 3 or 4 of them down the day before. It was kind of crummy outside, but it was fun. We had a lot of fun and gave out pretty much all our candy, so that was great.
That's good.
The Recreation Advisory Commission is still working on the logo contest. We're trying to put together a short 2 or 3 paragraph description on how Stoney Park got their name, and I put one out there, and then Jonathan interjected some more stuff with the PBR, so I think we're going to kind of go that way. Hopefully, though, that will get started in this month at some point. Our next event is the Santa is coming on December 12th at 6 p.m. Santa's supposed to arrive at 6:30. We do have lined up, I believe, a tractor and a wagon to deliver Santa here instead of the normal fire truck, because we're about party mostly. And so Tom has gotten 2 light towers, so it will be light out there at night that we can bring in the parking lot. And the office staff is helping look for, we're thinking about if the kids get there about 6 o'clock, you know, we'll have like some juice boxes, water, snacks and stuff, but maybe also having an ornament for them to paint. They can either take it with them or leave it on the tree, whatever they want to do. So we thought that would give them something to do, and then the little bags that we usually give away. I think that usually gives us a pretty good response. I did attend a Lions Club meeting. Thank you, Jeff, for, you know, making sure I was there. He ran that meeting and asked them for a donation for a park bench for a park. I've not heard a response from them yet, but I'm hoping for good things. And later that night, Jeff did indicate to me that there was another source that perhaps another chamber of commerce nearby that perhaps I could go speak to and ask them for donations as well. Finally, Sir Matt and I spoke with Samantha Davis from the grant portion, I believe, of the DNR, and we had a Zoom meeting which lasted most of an hour, I think. She was incredibly helpful. We asked her, you know, what if she could give us an indicator of what went wrong with our grant application. Basically, she said those applications were federal money filtered through the state, and they would be graded differently from the state. She did tell us that, I believe, and Kathy's mentioned this to me as well, the Land and Water Trust Fund. Was that the one she spoke about? And she gave us some good ideas on how to approach that and ways to get additional points. So I think probably maybe the end of this month we'll start working on that. But one of the good things about that is she said we get about 10 days from that, where we turn in the application to them, they send it back to us, and they say, hey, if you want to increase your points, these are the ways you can do it. You know, and she gave us examples of things that would get us more points, being ADA compliant and then some, making the pathway wider, which we already have, next to the benches, putting a cement pad for a wheelchair to be able to sit there with their family, and some other ideas. But she was great. I mean, she was great. She sent us a whole bunch of links, so I'm excited to get started on that. I think I feel like I'll be able to reach out and talk to her more about that one. So, and good news, I thought that our plan was gonna, you know, have to be renewed prior to April, but she told us it was good through the end of next year. So we won't have to start that whole process again for a few months, and I'm sure that we'll be bringing some ideas to you to possibly change the way that it looks and make it more economical and hopefully get used quicker. So that's it. That's all I have.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Any questions, Cindy? All right. Excellent. Thank you so much. All right. Next item we have is the NEMC report.
Well, I did go to the NEMC meeting, and we did have a lot of, solutions from events going on around in our community, so there should never be any reason that anyone's lacking for something to do. There was, a lot of tree lightings going on, and I think that if they're all, I think that people just need to realize how to access the takings of everything. And we're gonna have Santa, Anita came out and did the trick or
I was
treat.
just gonna say thank you for coming out with that too. Thank you so much.
And also is going to come out again on December 12th for the Santa. And don't we have a, oh, that was it, because we don't have the, but there's a tree lighting in Lennox and another tree lighting in New Haven as well. Right? I think that was the tree lightings. There's one in Armada too, though. It's the holidays.
They do the holidays, yeah.
So that's coming up too. Right. Oh, the light parade. So there's all kinds of things we can do in our towns. So I don't have anything else to report on the, the cable part of that portion, but for our community, we have a lot.
Excellent. Any questions for Elaine regarding EMC?
Why did we get this?
It was the bylaws.
Oh, sorry. Oh, we were talking about the bylaws because of, I don't know why we have them coming to everybody here. There was a reason we were talking about the bylaws. Someone brought something up and we checked it for something. I'm not quite sure. Do you happen to remember that, Anita? We brought it up in conversation, but
I don't remember the specific thing we were looking for, but it came up that several of the new people did not have the bylaws yet. So we, our recording secretary sent it out to everybody. But yeah, at this moment, I can't remember the specific reason, but I know there was one.
because they were just redrawn up or
A couple of years ago.
adjusted a few years ago, right? So
Yeah, but then there was something else that we decided the way everything's moving so fast that we need to readjust again.
right.
Look into the.
It was just for, yeah, it was just for information.
Anything else? Good. All right, well, thank you so much. Next item we have today's unfinished business. First item is the bridge funding update. We did talk to our bridge engineer right after our last board meeting, just to get a background on how that works and how they get funding. And I guess it's much like the SMART grant, they apply for federal grants. So it's all like points based and a lot of it's voting, like voter points. So it goes in front of the board votes and they get points that way also. But it sounds like a lot of this is done a couple of years in advance. So I don't know if you remember that, what if we decided not to participate?
That was me.
Okay.
I asked you that.
Yeah, and
Great question.
I asked that to our bridge engineer, he didn't have an answer for me, so I gotta take that higher up later. But what I'm getting with this point system is that it's already determined that they're gonna do it. The county's committed the funds, they've committed everything, because they've already received the commitment from the state and feds that they qualified, they're gonna be awarded this federal money. So to say, well, we have a community that's not gonna participate, to give them money back, or not do a project, is gonna hurt them for future projects and future points, and might knock them down a little bit. So they don't wanna do that. So what if we said, no, I don't have that answer yet, but it's good, I feel like it would still get done, but
When you're asking a community of our size to invest $250,000
absolutely.
without any say over it, for us, that's a lot of money. It would have been really nice, and I realize we're the smallest population community in the county, but if someone would have called you up and said, could I come out and make a presentation?
I was just gonna ask, would you like me to ask if somebody could come out?
I'd like to talk, I would like to have them come out,
I think
because
that
that
would be
is just a huge amount of money for us,
Yeah,
and if
Well,
we're gonna,
it's probably not gonna stop.
no, that I was gonna say,
Yeah.
if they're gonna want $250,000 from us every 2 or 3 years,
How?
yeah, how, we're,
Yeah.
Well, that's what I told them,
We don't have that kind of money.
But no, I will make sure somebody can come out here at future meetings or later.
I mean, Dan Academy comes out for, $15,000, $20,000, you think for $250,000, we get somebody out here?
And I will use that. I will
Just saying.
use that statement right there. Our have that at the moment? Okay, well, thank you. Next up will be voting update.
The voting update, it passed, woo-hoo. The election's over, it's our last normal election too, so come the end of February, beginning of March, everything's gonna change.
How many ended up voting, do you know?
Total was our,
158.
I'm not sure.
there was 300 and some,
335 yes, 165 no. There's 358 absentees.
I was gonna say 68 absentees, a lot of them.
Yeah, a lot.
We had a lot.
That was the first thing I looked up when I got home. I asked Kenny, he didn't answer.
No.
Village fast. So, yeah.
Okay, any other questions, comments, concerns?
Our new equipment will be coming. I think Memphis is gonna be delivered here. And there were certain things I didn't really think that we needed, but the grant kind of, they went for everybody. The county just kind of said, everybody's getting one, whether you think you need it or not. Where, if we were in charge, we could have allocated the money a whole lot differently, a whole lot better, I feel, but we'll be getting some equipment. That's okay though. Can always use backup, right?
It's going to be running a lot longer than it was in the past.
It will be. It will be. And I really think it's gonna be a good thing. I think it's gonna come out okay. I think it's all gonna come out okay.
I think it's just the anxiety of doing it the first time.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. You know, when you do something you've never done
A
before,
lot of hours.
it is a lot.
It is. We've got a lot of help lined up. Wilbur did, and then Lori talked to quite a few of them. And I'm surprised how many do wanna work the beginning, you know, the first couple days.
Yep.
So that I thought would be a big issue to get over, and it's not.
I think that's great.
I know. I'm excited about that. But we're little. You on the other hand, where you're at.
Actually, yesterday, I had at least 30 people tell me they'd work.
Oh, really?
Yep, I was super happy.
Do you guys have any questions about?
No.
No.
Good job, everybody.
Our furnace went out over there.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's why it was so cold.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was just like gradually getting colder and colder. By the time the girls left, it was
61.
and then it dropped to 58, yeah,
Wow.
by the end. And it was when I went over to see what Chuck was doing, it was like 48 in there.
Yeah, what about our maintenance guy?
I think he told Kevin, and Kevin had called, and he's got somebody coming to look
Yeah.
at it. Yeah, but that was the only issue, it wasn't really an issue, he just kept layering up every time I went over there to look at him, I'm like, you guys got another coat on, what's going on? And it was kind of late though, you know what, it got cold kind of late to do anything about it, and
Always a little all day. At the end of the day.
yeah. But I know that Kevin and Chuck did talk about it.
That's what's contacting me.
I know, I think I should have just let Kevin get a little shot.
All right, well, anything else on the voting update? All right, well, thank you so much. Appreciate all of your help. All right, next item we have is under meeting business. We have the approval of resolution 2023-11, Smart Municipal Credit and Community Credit Contract. Need a motion in order to approve.
So moved.
Your support?
Sport.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion is carried.
Can I ask a question about that? Don't we usually get that in time to do it at budget time? I always thought we did that, like, right when we approved the.
Now, normally, they come out, sometimes June, sometimes July. Smart sends them out. Usually it's very late spring, early summer. This year, I don't think we received them from Smart until September-ish. And I've got 11 communities that we had to get to. So I got to those first and brought yours forward to this meeting. But yeah, so no, this is a little bit later than normal, but Smart got into us a little bit later than they usually do. But it's not, it's funds that belong to our taxpayers because they pay the Smart millage, but it's not funds that ever move through directly from SMART to the EMS to operate small buses.
So you usually bring it to us, it never
I-
usually comes directly to us?
Well, in years past, they had a person at SMART called an buzz person. His name was Fred Barrett. You may remember Fred over the years. Fred retired a couple of years ago. I am not the SMART and buzz person, but these days they're sending them directly to me because it's been a more efficient process.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right. With that, this is kind of part 2 of that. Next item will be the approval of resolution 2023-12, authorizing the use of 2024 Smart Municipal and Community Credit. A motion to approve.
So moved.
Support? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Next item we have is the approval of the personnel policy. It's been on our agenda for far longer than it probably should have been. If it's all, you have the fresh copy with you. If there's no other comments or concerns about it, a motion would be in order to approve the personnel policy as presented to you tonight.
I'll make a motion to approve personnel policy.
Do you have support?
I'll support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. I told Bernie, I said, on approval, well, Vern and I will meet with the office staff and we'll go over it, make sure if anybody has any questions, and I'll have a assignment sheet, lack of better terms, and we can, everybody who receives it will sign it and date it, and then we'll file it with our personnel stuff. Thank you very much. Next item we have would be items for next agenda.
We'll probably need the CDBG setting a public hearing for that. But you'll get that notice.
Yeah.
Usually, don't we have to have that in January, Jeff, the public hearing for the block grant stuff?
Yes,
There's a meeting next week.
There is a meeting next week on the 15th, I think, on it, so we'll probably have some dates and deadlines
Okay.
coming out of that meeting, but I don't have any more information than whatever they will share that day.
Thanks.
Okay. We'll have Limestone Way in January. We'll talk about that next month for the January meeting. Okay, if you guys think of anything, you know how to find us, let me know. Next item we have call the board. Anybody have anything for the board today?
Well, I have a question on this resolution that
Stacy?
Yeah.
she wanted us to,
Okay.
how do we go about this or whatever? Because I think it's important that we kind of support this because.
I got your email, Jeff. Really, and Jeff, we kind of got an update during the meeting, so.
I'm sorry, I was dealing with some matters in Lansing today for the EMS and, which or what you came to do it. Unfortunately, for those that are opposed to this, the House passed this bill earlier in the week. Things are happening very fast in Lansing today due to right now due to various political influences. And the Senate passed the bill today with regards to the solar farms and wind. Don't shoot the messenger here. And the information I sent you just simply said the governor is expected to sign. So it has passed both the House and Senate. So I don't know the resolution was certain. The purpose of the board is certainly welcome to take that up.
I'd like to say, I think it is important to still sign such a resolution and send it to Lansing, to the governor and to the committee members and such, just to let them know that, you know, we're opposed to it, and they're doing it. Like I said, I was at a couple meetings specifically for these bills, where there were at least 50 of us that had signed in that we wanted to vote against, or talk against it, we opposed the legislation. They canceled the meetings. I mean, it was just arrogant, it was very frustrating, it was respectful. They knew we were there in opposition, they didn't want to hear from us.
And the other thing is too, is that this isn't the only thing I'm sure that's going to be on the agenda. I've been kind of following some of the laws and trying the bills trying to pass, and I don't think we're seeing the last of this kind of stuff. So, you know, if you go ahead and let them know how you feel now, they may not care. They may not care at all, but at least let them know how we feel about this kind of stuff.
Okay. Would this be something that's gotta go to the planning first, you think, or what process?
No, I think planning's, we were warned about this coming up, but it was really nothing we could do. But, so planning's bet against it because it takes away our power to do
I
it.
think we're just showing some,
Yeah,
or, you know, that we do not support them passing these.
yeah.
I would be in favor of still adopting this resolution.
Yeah,
You know, and then you
I know.
can send it, we can show our support for this resolution, and thank you, Jeff, for letting us know where we are with that, and, you know, it's probably not gonna do any good, but I still think it's important to say how we feel.
Yeah, I think if you look at that, the House copy of the bill analysis that we gave you, Chris, it's got a list of who's for it, who's against it. And I think if you look at the special interests that are for this thing, that, and then the townships and stuff, local entities that are against it, that kind of tells you where you stand, I think.
Typically with a resolution, do we need to have it reviewed by chair or anything, or is that something we can do?
I think we can do it
Since- May I just?
Absolutely.
Since they already addressed this and passed it, could we wait and adopt this next month?
I mean, I think so, I guess. It's
You know, that way our attorney could look at it, and we are pretty mindful of that.
I know that, State Representative Green informed me that, like, Governor Whitmer really hates when people, like, go against her and stuff, so if we could let her know before she signed it, I don't think it's gonna make a difference. So I guess it doesn't matter if we wait a month, but it's just the idea of letting them know, like, as the stuff is passing and stuff. So I don't know if there's a way you could have her look at it, have your lawyer look at it, and then pass it.
Can you pass a contingent on
Yeah,
the
that's
order
what I'm
approving it or
thinking.
something?
Yeah, we can do that.
We could do that.
We could do that.
I feel like we could do that, I feel like we could pass it and ask Sharon to review it tomorrow. I don't think there's anything in there, but it doesn't hurt us to do our due diligence, do you know what I mean? But then that way, once we got her opinion, you could go ahead, and I wouldn't think it would take her, hopefully she would tomorrow. It looks pretty short, you know?
There is, on the big side, it's got some stuff too. So
yeah, but that's what ours is. Yeah, those three. Resolution to.
So Ron, you don't see any problem with us in that? Have you seen it?
He has.
You want to see it? Would it help? Just take a look at it, it's pretty basic. I don't know.
Just got three out there, they mined a lot, clean out there, just really got clean out. And then once
I don't know.
For what it's worth,
You're talking to
Board,
your,
as you
did you
know,
want a
the
copy of it,
PA
or?
came out swinging pretty strongly against this. You know, so I know their lobbyists worked very hard to try to defeat it. Was for all intents and purposes a party line vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, it's pretty basic,
I suspect
I
this
feel pretty
resolution is
comfortable.
pretty generic.
supporting that resolution.
I'm gonna use it. That's a right review yet.
He's checking it out. It's pretty basic. And do you think, you're not an attorney, I realize that, but reading it, do you see any problem there?
Voicing the support, that's it,
Yeah,
or not support.
yeah. That's
I would make a motion to adopt this resolution. Do we need another cap? Well,
Yeah. We just need the title of the resolution, this was kind of what I was looking at.
It's the three things.
it's expressing support to maintain local control.
Well, wouldn't it be resolution
Number
2013?
Yep.
202313.
13, yeah.
And we want to include the wind farm, solar farm, the gravel pits in the title of the resolution, correct?
Probably.
I don't think so,
That's
yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Because just like they said, This is just the start of this. If they're taking away local control, that's your biggest concern.
Right.
We're not gonna have a say over anything eventually.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with it.
Are you writing something down?
So you ready?
Just
What if it is just resolution 2023-13, a resolution to support maintaining local control for the following, like she has in front, over the following short-term rentals, solar farms, wind farms, and gravel pits. I feel like there has to be something on the end of that.
And state tyranny.
Put that there.
Yes, I really changed myself now.
Yeah, she's revived it a few times.
Unless we just started it off by saying the Richmond Township Board of Trustees supports the
Right.
local control of.
We could. So what would the title of the resolution be? And just opposition to the House bills? Or for reference?
Yeah.
I'm not good with that.
Are those the
Actual numbers?
Those are the numbers? Can you see them, Cindy?
Oh, no, it looks like 5120 and
Right here, too.
5123.
Through
23.
So yeah, there's four bills.
Or those?
four of them altogether.
So it could be resolution 2023-13 in opposition of House bills 5120 through 5123. Because the reference would be made there.
Right. I'm okay.
Are you good with that? Yeah. How do you feel, Bert?
I agree, yeah, that sounds good to me.
Elaine, you?
Yeah. It's okay.
Would that be your motion?
It would be my motion.
Do we have a support?
I'll support.
We have all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Good deal. With no conditions, so you're good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you. So
Thanks for bringing this here.
So I can send that off then to the governor and all the
Send her off.
and say that it's been approved.
Do you want to sign a big John Hancock?
I will say, we were lucky to have her
A
birthday.
big Chris Boss, I was
Thanks
We
for
talked about it last night.
We're gonna make notes on this one.
Thanks for doing that.
She was gonna bring it to the planning commission, and that would have been a little too late, plus it was canceled, is that right?
Yeah.
So then I told her she should come again.
Well, thanks for brainstorming that real quick, everybody. Okay, the only other thing to call to the board, I have for the board too, I think, the EMS baskets, seems to be a really good, reception from our three stations, actually, four now,
Yeah,
right?
we
Four
got-
stations, almost, goes enough,
We're getting expensive, right?
I know, right?
For the basket cover.
So we'll put the green recyclables into my office and then people, bring stuff in for the different service centers, that'd be great.
I did want to mention something we had discussed last month when you folks were supportive enough to approve the appointment day. And I was concerned if we needed a policy, so I did talk to the auditor, and he said you don't necessarily need a policy, but it would behoove us to, for me to bring something to the board, running through the process, how we're going to use it, what it's going to look like. I started working on that for this meeting, and in town I realized we should probably get it up and going to see, maybe we'll find some more hiccups, but John thought if we brought that to you guys and we looked it over and you approved the process, it would at least be in writing somewhere, so if 10 years down the road, people go, well, why did you do that for? So, but that, hopefully if it doesn't come back in December, we'll be here in January. Okay?
But it looks pretty good to this point. You like what's going on?
Well, he just got it and I don't know if it's hooked up yet, so I think it'll be good though.
Oh, yeah.
I'll let you guys know that Elaine had approached me about wanting to go. She's really just wanting education on the whole, all kinds of education. I'm like, well, we sure have a lot of it to offer.
For sure.
And we offer it to everybody, so she found an interest and brought it to my attention. And I signed us both up to go up to Mount Pleasant. It's 178 for the day for each of us, so it's gonna cost us $356. We have a big conference fund because nobody seems to really go to a lot of them. But, and it's all about boards ruling, boards rules, boards decisions.
Good.
So, and I'm just going because I will always go and refresh and get what I can. And plus, she shouldn't go along.
Yeah, sounds good.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah,
There's a lot apparently now that I've signed up for that, or signed in to that website.
to the MTA.
Good for you.
I keep getting emails now and I'm updated, oh, a Zoom meeting, what, I should be attending.
Many
So-
of them every day, so you
Yeah,
won't
right,
have
right,
that.
I do see that, I get it
Nice.
often, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. So good stuff though. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? Last thing I just have, Kathy showed me the Split River watershed, our projected increases from 2024 to 2030 in dues, seems to go up, about $10 to $12 a year for the next 5 or 6 years, so nothing we can do about it, it's not negotiable, we just pay each year, so just want to advise the board of that. So.
And then we discussed already, I missed it, items for next agenda. I'm hoping I have something, someone's trying to get into the Metro Act and for us. But they want me to give them a W-9, so he basically wants us to pay him for him to pay us. And I talked to John, I talked to Sharon. Sharon's not particularly fond of the Metro Act, however, we are in the Metro Act because Bob put us in at the time. I found something with you and Bob on it. He was here, but he
I thought we
initiated it.
had to be in it.
You
We have
can
communication.
write the communication one, but everybody that wants to come to our township has to come and get the permit. But we have also the right
To tell them.
to tell them no. So I'm gonna do more, research more between John, Sharon, and me, and then bring it back, because it's gonna have to have board approval to let them in. We don't really know who they are. They won't say if they're AT&T or this or that. And it's like, yeah,
This is the Metro Act.
What is this?
that's you're letting people run internet cables, telecommunication cables. Am I right, Sir Man? You could explain it better through the right-of-ways?
Public utilities have right through the Metro Act to bring utilities to municipality. So, for being a township, it's a little different. But for a village, they own or a city, they own their own right of way, so they have to get a permit from those communities. With the townships out, they don't, they just have to get the road commission, permit. And they have an umbrella, under road commission and that. But for you, what you described is weird.
I'll have to show it to you because they want us to give them the W-9 so they can get the $500 from a different company in order to get the permit. And then it goes through the local stabilization and then comes back to us. And John even said, he said, this guy's wrong. I said, well, I'll dig further if I know who this guy is actually working for.
No.
I want to show it to you.
No, sounds like a scheme to me.
It sounds like a scam. Well, I do know we do get money from out of the Metro Act.
Yep.
Through the local stabilization, right? Communication. And it's really just the internet part of it. I'm not sure. Okay. So anyway, I'll be bringing you what I find next month. And it'll probably come more from us or that.
Perfect. Well, look forward to seeing what that's about.
It's
So,
more for the attorney, but because it's own language and contract.
And she directed it to John, so then John directed it back to me to research.
all right. Well, anything else for call to the board tonight? All right. Hearing none, we'll go to general public comment.
I just want to say thank you, that's all, but, I'm just proud to live in a community like this. I really appreciate the support on something like that, and knowing that we have our backs as the citizens here, so thank you.
Thank you for bringing that to us tonight.
I just have a couple of questions. I may
90,000
Oh,
in the tax account.
Okay, 90.
Yep,
Well, that helps a little bit.
yeah.
So what is that spent for then? Does that come from what we pay as administrative fees?
Administrative fees, we're still collecting taxes that are delinquent from summer tax bills. We get a certain amount per parcel from the school districts to collect taxes for them, so that's what's in there.
Okay, so expenses come out of that 90,000
Yes.
every year?
For instance, last month, we approved the point and pay, which will allow people to use a credit or debit card to pay for things. The biggest part of that will probably be, you'll be able to pay your taxes online now using a credit card. But also you could come in here and pay for a building permit or a ZBA hearing or something like that using a credit card. But there is a $3,000 charge for that for 3 years. And so we are going to pay that out of the tax account. So things of that nature.
Okay.
And we did, there was a built-in transfer in the budget from the tax account to the general fund based on those administrative fees and collection for parcels. So, very good.
And then the bridge building update with the 250,000 they're charging you?
So what that is there's 2 bridges that are slated to be built within the township in 2025. One's on 32 Mile Road east of Homo, and the other one's on 34 Mile north of Armada Ridge. And what that dollar amount is that's 5% of the 32 Mile Road bridge, because we'd split it with Lennox Township. They need 10% contribution from local communities. So the 34 Mile Road bridge would be 10% for Richmond Township to pay the county to put that bridge in. And the other one, like I said, we split it with Lennox. So between the 2 projects, the total contribution would be just under 250,000. They're telling us that's 2 years in advance, but that's nothing we've done historically. So that's what we're trying to brainstorm. What's the best plan? What if we said no? If we
So
did
they
do
want to
it,
take your money before they're doing it?
well, they just want a commitment for it. They wouldn't charge for it until the bridge is done, but
And we don't have a say.
because they've already pretty much told the state and the federal government that, yes, we're going to put those bridges in. They did. They didn't talk to us first. So,
So come to that meeting when he gets that guy to come out.
yeah, save some questions and maybe a good.
That's a lot of money for us.
It
I mean,
is.
for some places, maybe that, but we don't collect $200,000 a year in our general fund taxes.
So, is it because they're on main highway? I mean, we do other bridges. I mean,
Did you say we had 9? Did someone say we had
Well,
9?
in the past, and I don't know how
They've
many.
changed the way
They do, the funding. The county used to do it
of
all.
what they've done.
Yeah, because in the past, we wouldn't have had to pay anything. And we've had numerous bridges done in the township, and the county would pick up the difference. That this used to be, I think, an 80-20 program, or 90, I can't remember the numbers. 80-20 or 90-10? 90-10, but the county would pick up the 10%.
Yep.
So now to do more projects and help fix the infrastructure in our county, they want to collect that 10% from the local communities. So they can do more bridges and more road projects. But they never did that before, they're just starting to do that.
so they want to assess you this every 2 or 3 years, even if it's not a bridge in our county, in our township?
No, that's just for those 2 specific bridges. I've been told that after 2025, there's most likely not going to be a bridge for a couple of years after that. I mean, you never know if something happens to collapse or go down by then, I mean, that changes everything, but they don't plan on doing this every year. I mean, I guess, I don't want to see it come at all, but at least they're coming to us 2 years in advance and give us some time to try to.
Well, they'll probably start, if there's any other type of road project, they'll probably start doing the same thing.
Potentially.
Want us to contribute into those projects.
Out here, I don't see too much, but there's a program, the rural preservation program. They're actually gonna do, school section out front. They're actually put repaved school section up to our new approach this year. I think they're gonna go from maybe Low Point to M19. But that's not gonna be at any cost to the township. That's under a separate program. Foreman Road, the same thing, when they redo that, it comes out on a different fund. So they won't be coming to us for that.
I agree with Brenda. It always goes up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the original numbers were saying increase approximately 40%. So they're looking for the communities to split the 20% local match, so local communities will fund the 10%.
Okay.
Sorry, that's how they put it together.
And you had asked about prices going up in the next couple of years. Bridge engineer said he throws an extra 30% in there, trying to estimate, you know, increase in cost of materials and stuff. It could go up more, but it could be less than that. It's just, it tries to give a 30% buffer, I guess. It's always, it's like a poker, you don't know how it's gonna shake out by the time it happens, so.
So then where do we get that money?
That's kind of what we,
Working on
that's what we can talk about. That's why we're bringing it up now, so we
Yeah.
can say, if we do this, how are we gonna figure this out? I don't know.
There are loans you can take out. The county would have to apply for us on our behalf to get those loans.
Right. State infrastructure,
Well, we don't have the authority to tax the people
I-
for that
that's
kind of
not-
project, for those kind of projects.
We would have to put it on the ballot.
That's what I mean, we'd
Yeah.
have to take it before the people.
And Lennox does have a road note. I talked to the supervisor a couple days ago. At least he said he did.
I don't,
I mean, so like you say, if you say no, or the taxpayers say no, you have to vote on it.
Then they shouldn't do the bridge,
I feel like they would,
right?
yeah,
It's closed, bridge
they,
is closed.
yeah, I was gonna say, it would close the bridge and cause an inconvenience to the people that I would assume that's what they would do.
Well, 32 Mile Road is multi-purpose use, it's not just,
Right,
the
plus
main-
We're
township.
splitting it with Lennox though. They're-
yeah,
Yeah.
right. But still, that's, okay, just.
it's a bridge that won't be closed, I can tell you that.
No.
Can't answer your question, but I know that bridge won't be closed, so.
Right, and I mean, I don't think if we had the money, it's not that we
Not that we don't.
wanna pay some, it's just
Yeah.
for us, that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
That's a lot of money.
the budget we have, yeah.
Is it a lottery type of thing, like, oh, the lottery is supposed to go to education and roads?
Yeah.
Not the top of Jamie,
Think of it.
There you go.
or, what's your name? Sorry. Ask her about the road, about the bridge, right?
Well, I think some, a lot of that portion is coming, because the bridge is, I don't think the total cost is a couple, $2-3
It's
million.
like trying to get money for something that the people aren't supposed to be, you know, billed for. I don't understand that. I have to dig into it, so
Yeah.
get your person, or whose person over here,
We'll get, take your question.
right now.
Okay, anything else for general public comment tonight?
Christmas time, taxes.
Hearing none, motion to adjourn? So, support?
Or,
All fair side?
aye.